Can't remember if I showed this. Really handy for doing your milk. You'll see in a minute. I'll fast forward. It does take a while. Okay, you can see coming up now. So it's 55 degrees. I like my coffee hot, so it's going to go to the 70. I've got to put this camera down though because I'm maxed out with hands. Hang on. Well, there you go. You can see it there, all lit up. 70 degrees. And then we'll give her a pour. And perfect amount. Lovely. And I'll get my treat. So it's starting to smell out here of their wee on the grass. So I'm gonna give it a treatment. I've already got the stuff out ready to go. I'll show you what I've been using in a minute. We had a bit of wind a couple of days ago, and it just blew all the blew some stuff around. But that's mainly, that stuff you've seen there on the grass is mainly from the dogs dragging mulch over to have a bit of a chew on it. There he goes. He's gonna probably go get another bit, or he's gearing up for a week. But yeah, that's the problem. Is he's not too bad. The older one, Alfie, he kind of lifts his legs, does it in that garden. He's probably going to do it for us right now on cue. There he goes. Yep. So he kind of gets most of it in the garden. This one hasn't worked it out yet, and he lifts his leg, but does it on the grass. So, but I mean, one good thing, he does it within half a metre of that brick garden wall thing. He's within half a metre of it. He gets it pretty close, but not bang on. But he does it on the grass. Yeah. So, so I have got this stuff, which I probably won't buy again. It kind of works, but kind of doesn't. It smells good for about a day or two. It probably does something. I don't know. But like today's quite warm, and I can smell it. So, I won't even tell you where I got it from because I don't even know. Well, there we go. Progressive Supplies. That might be who makes it or who sells it. I can't remember. They're not far. They're just up the road from me. It's a deodorizer and cleaner. Amini acetate. It's got active ingredient. You can pause it there if you want to read it. But yeah, it's lasted me about a year. I've still got probably 1 or 2 treatments left to go with it. I did it probably 4 days ago, just before we had the rain and the wind, and it smells like bubblegum. Like, it smells really nice, but I think that's all it's doing, is just masking a smell. It's not actually killing anything. So yeah, I don't know, like if I walk over there, I can't smell it here, but if you walk over here you can kind of smell it a little bit. Yeah, so I can't smell it now. Yeah, it just depends which way, like if the wind stops. Excuse me. So what we'll do, I am going to do a video on how to do it really good, because I've kind of come up with a way. I don't have any though. Nah. So I've kind of come up with a way to it kind of lasts the longest, but I'm waiting for summer for this to happen, just so I can really test it on the hot days, because that's when it smells. It doesn't smell through winter because you get enough, it's not hot enough and you get enough rain to flush it through. So what I'm trying to do is wait till a good couple weeks of 25-30 degrees. Then I'll be able to put it to the test and say yes, it definitely works. But right now I kind of think it works. I'm 80% of the way there, but I kind of get to the point where the smell should start coming and then it rains, or it's just a week of really cold weather. So I don't know if it's the cold weather and the rain making it not smell or what I did, but I think I'm almost there. So yeah, what it is blow all the stuff off, pick any poo up that you got. Obviously you want to start with clean grass. I wet it first, just with hose water, just normal wet. Then I get a wetter soil, the thing that you normally put in your soil to make it drain better. I do that on the grass, and I do it quite concentrated as well, because you are going to dilute it a fair bit. So I put it maybe 2 or 3 times concentration what they recommend. I don't work it out. If they say to put 100 mils in a litre, I put 300 mils in a litre, whatever, doesn't matter. Just put half a litre, doesn't matter. Just make it really concentrated. So then that way you get your grass draining, because I know underneath that is compacted limestone and cracker dust, I think they call it. So it really doesn't want to drain even when it's new, and that's been down for almost 13 years. So it's definitely, I've noticed that when we get a fair bit of rain, it does pull up in 2 places. So it's not draining as it used to, because it never used to do that. Even with heavy rain, it never used to pull. Now we get like, it doesn't even have to be heavy rain, just consistent rain for a couple of hours, and I can start to see pools starting to form. So it's definitely due for the wetter, soil wetter, and doing the soil wetter also, so that way it drains. So when they do a wheat, it kind of drains through and doesn't sit on the top and just spread around everywhere. And when you do treat it, it doesn't sit on top, it kind of filters through and gets everything. So that, yeah, it's blower, wetter soil, high concentration. And then I've come down, I've tried about 5 different things. I've tried the proper stuff that you're meant to use, what I just showed you. I've tried Dettol, which is what's in here, and I think that works the best. I've tried bleach, I've tried dishwashing liquid, a combination of things. I've tried baking soda, hydrogen peroxide. That kind of was probably a close second to Dettol. Probably maybe just as good as Dettol, but this is just so much easier and probably cheaper as well. What else have I tried? I've tried disinfectants. Yeah, I've tried everything. So like I said, I'll wait till summer, till it's consistently hot, and then I can do it once a week, and then I'll know if it's working, if that makes sense. So yeah, but yeah, I'll just quickly do this. I'll do it off camera. It's literally wet the lawn, and I don't do the whole lawn. I just do, like I said, about a metre off that, just to cover where the little one goes, and then I'll try and get some in behind. I'll try not to spray the plants too much, but some in on the soil where the bigger one kind of aims it, and that kind of kills it. So yeah, all good. I'll do that off camera though, because it's literally, yeah, just wet it, spray it, leave it for 5 minutes, wet it again, and leave it, and that's it. So yeah, easy. So I'll quickly do that and I'll get back to you. Okay, all done. So you can kind of see where that wet patch is on the brick paving. Probably can see the darker grass. That's as far as I go, and that's it. Takes a couple minutes. It's easy, so no dramas. So yeah, I've been getting ready for the oil change on the new car, on the Z. So the only thing I don't have is the oil. So I've ordered, I'll put some screenshots up, but I've ordered a oil filter and crush washer, because you need to change the crush washer on the drain plug every time you do an oil change. Comes as a kit. I think it's coming from the US. It's actually a filter, sounds good. It's out of a GTR Skyline. Apparently fits the Z as well, but then when you actually look into it, it's the only reason I'm getting a different one is because it's about almost twice the size, maybe 3/4 of the size. Sorry, 1 3/4 of the size. It might not be double, but it's probably 1 1/2 maybe of the original size of the Z one. So that way you get a little bit more filtration on it. It won't filter any better, because it's still the same micron rating. It just has more area, so theoretically you could go longer. If you look at it one way, you could go longer between oil changes because you've got almost double the amount of area. I'm probably not going to look at it that way because I'll still be doing 8 to 10,000 k oil changes. But the other way you could look at it is if it does get blocked up, you'll still have your pressure, your oil pressure. It's not going to affect oil pressure. Yeah, so better to have more area. Everyone reckons it fits in there, like physically fits. It's the same thread, same width, same surface area where the what's it called, his O-ring is. Yeah, it's just longer. That's all. It's just a longer canister. So yeah, that's on its way. I rang up Nissan, where I got my car from, down the corner, just to see. I ended up getting off Amazon. It was $39 delivered, filter and crush washer. They didn't have that filter. There's none in the country apparently. But he has the standard Z filter, thousands of them, he said, because they do use them on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, so yeah, sounds good that it's for a GTR, but it's actually for Nissan Navaras and the SUVs in America. This is exactly the same filter. Because it's bigger, they carry more oil. So that's, yeah, it's not a sports filter. They don't have a different filter. You can buy a Nismo filter, but it's like $80. I'm not interested in that. It's probably exactly the same and probably worse quality because it's not a Nissan authorised one. Well, I suppose it would be because it's Nismo, but I'm not paying $80 for a bit of paper and a Coke can, because that's really all it is. I'm not paying $80 for that. Not necessary. So yeah, so he had the genuine Z one, or the one that goes on the Z Nissan one, $36, no crush washer. Probably going to charge $2 or $3 for a crush washer. So I thought, oh well, I'll just get. It's easy. And I'm not in no rush for it. The car's done 2,800 Ks. I'm going to do it at 5,000 Ks. Then I'll do it at 15,000 Ks, and then every 10,000 after that. Oh, I didn't do a screenshot, but I'll remind me to do it now, and I'll go and get it. I got a Newlon from Australia oil testing kit, which is on its way. I think they're about $45 plus $10 postage, something like that, and that way I can send an oil sample off and they can tell me how the car's going. Good idea for the first one and the second one, because then you can see, hopefully you're probably going to have metal in the oil on your first one because the engine's brand new. Hopefully it's not in the second one. So for that price, it's once a year. I think I'll just get it done. I'll just do it every now and again, you know, up until it's 20 or 30,000 Ks old. So I might get 3 or 4 done, and then maybe give it a break for a bit, and then at 80, 90, 100, then do it again. But that car is going to take me forever to rack up those kind of Ks. So yeah, I mean, even if I probably won't even do 10,000 Ks a year in it, but I will change the oil once a year. So I might do the oil changes once a year, even if it's only done the 3,000 or 4,000 Ks. People argue that that's not necessary, and I'm almost on that team as well. But I just don't like leaving oil. It depends how you drive your car. If you do take it for a long drive for like 2 or 3 hours, and you can boil all the moisture out of the oil, and if you do that every 6 months or 3 months, then it's probably okay. But me, I'm probably not going to do that. The longest drive it'll go on is maybe for an hour, and that's not long enough to get all the moisture out of the oil, and that's why you want to change it. Yeah, because that's what gets all your gunk in your valve train and all that. So yeah, I'm probably just going to do it the once a year and be done with it. So yeah, I won't get an oil change, an oil sample analysis every time I do an oil change, but I will at every 10,000 Ks. So it might take me 2 or 3 years to put 10,000 Ks on it. Probably not the first 10,000 because it's a bit of a novelty and I'm racking up the Ks pretty quick, but say from 20, it might take me 3 years to go from 20 to 30,000 Ks. I'm not going to do an oil analysis every 3,000 Ks that I'm servicing it every year, if that makes sense. I'll just do it at the 20 and then do a couple oil changes and then do an oil change at 30 and then get an analysis done then. It's cheap insurance. You file it away, they send you, they email you, I think, a whole thing of what's in there. And that way, if there's anything that goes wrong with the car, you've got your receipts of your oil and your filter and oil analysis, and you can say, well, this problem has been there since day dot, or it came in at 20,000, and yeah, you owe me a new engine, Mr. Nissan. So we'll see how that goes anyway. But yeah, I've been buying a few little things to make the job easier. So one of the things is I already had this. The only way you could get oil into the gearbox in the Torana was this thing. So this screws onto, you buy your gearbox oil, this screws on instead of the lid, and then it has a I've ripped them off yesterday because I gave this a bit of a clean up, and all the piping had gone all stiff, so I need to get some fuel hose that fits this. Next time I go to Super Cheap, I'll bring this with me and just get some fuel hose that fits that nozzle and this nozzle. And but that works really well for putting oil where you can't tip oil in. I don't know if I'd ever use it on the Nissan. Until the only time I'd have to use it probably is when you do a gearbox fluid change. So that'll be handy. The only reason I'll get this cleaned up and get some new hoses on it is I talked to Dad the other day. They're on holidays, but he gave me a call, and like 1 minute we're talking about where they are, and then the next half an hour we're talking about servicing cars. So you can't leave it alone. So he needs it for his car because he wants to do a transmission flush on it, or change oil. So all good. This matches up with this thing. It sits upside down, full of brake fluid in your brake fluid reservoir. You fill this up with brake fluid, new brake fluid. So then you connect this thing, connect it to air hose, creates a suction, and sucks through new brake fluid when you want to do a brake fluid change. I think Dad's got to do that to his car as well, so that'll be used for that. And then I'm also going to use this when I do an oil change on the Z. I've been reading that apparently the oil drain, the oil sump, is at, the bottom of the oil sump's here, but the drain plug's like kind of halfway up the sump. So when you drain out the oil, you're leaving 800 mils of old oil in. And Dexter, what are you eating? Dex, leave it. Can't eat that, mate. Yeah, so one fix is to buy an aftermarket oil pan for about $400, and the drain plug's right at the bottom, so that way you get everything out. That's one way to do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to put the long end into the drain plug, connect this up, and just suck the oil out, suck the remaining oil out. And if I get 600, 700, 800 mils out, I'll be happy. That's fine. If you leave it 100 mils or 200 mils, Dexter, out. He's eating. There's moths for some reason. Oh, they must taste good. He's been there for a while too. I'm surprised it's lasted that long. Yeah, so you can leave a couple hundred mils in, but you don't want to leave too much in. So that's good. And oh, hang on. So what was the other thing? Oh yeah. So this. So that's the bucket or the bottle for that brake bleeding kit. The thing I'm going to use to suck the oil out. And then I've got this thing because I hate dropping new oil when you're filling it up. So I think that's for the Nissan, the green one. It's got the same, it's got oil in there, so I just tested it. But yeah, that screws onto the oil where you pour the oil in. Then I'll put it together. Yeah, it's just easier to show you. So that goes in there. It's all got O-rings, so 2 O-rings there. Probably should lube them up before I go forcing them in, but it's just for show. But anyway, like that. So this screws onto where you fill your oil up, and that way you don't have to bend over, you don't have to drop oil where you can't clean it. You just whack it straight into this funnel here, and down she goes. And you don't have to use, I don't know if I'll use this bit. It's not that inconvenient where it is. But yeah, you could do it like that too. It's made to do it both ways. And you just got to keep a track of how much oil you're putting in. This doesn't have a measurement on there because you can't stop it. I've got one for a radiator, for doing radiator flushes or fill ups, whatever. And it's got a big bucket, and it's got like a plug that you can plunge down. You can pre-mix your coolant and then pull it, and down she goes, and then you do it again. So that way you're mixing your coolant properly. This doesn't have that, but it's not necessary for oil because I'm pretty sure my car is 5.3 litres. It tells you what it is, and also you measure the oil. So you measure the oil when you're doing the oil change. So you measure the old oil coming out, 5.2 litres, then you know 5.2 litres of clean oil is going back in. So you know it's a whole 5 litre jug, and then some out of another one. The oil I haven't ordered because it's not on special. So a couple of weeks ago, Supercheap had a big special. I think it was for Father's Day. I kind of missed it, and I thought, well, I don't really need it. I've only just got the car. You know, it's going to be ages till I need to service it. But I should have got it because it was half price. So it's currently 100. It's a Liqui. I think it's Liqui Moly or Motul. I can't remember. I think it's Liqui Moly, the green one. Matches all the prerequisites that Nissan sets for their oil. The API and the ANCEA number. Can't remember what it was. Yeah, but anyway, matches all that stuff. So I thought I'll switch to that. Apparently meant to be a good oil, and I'm going to a 5W40. It's a 0.20 in there at the moment, which is like water. It's way too thin. Probably good for the first 5,000 k's, but I'm not going to keep that oil in there. The only reason they mainly do that is for fuel economy and really cold weather stuff. In Perth here, we don't get below freezing, so that first number really means nothing. The 5W or the 20W50, whatever oil you're running, that really means nothing. It's the last number that I'm mostly interested in. So it's 0.20, so 20 is the viscosity when it's hot. And I'm going to go to a 40. I was going to go 30, but I think 40 is probably the better one. That way, as it does get a bit older, it's kind of 30, 35-ish, or as it does get a bit hotter, up to the 40, 45 degrees that we do see some days, and then yeah, it's going to thin down a bit, and it'll get down to the 20, 30, 40. But it should hold its shape pretty good, that oil, at a 540, so it should be good. Yeah, so then all three of my cars are going to be using the same oil, and I was going to use the same oil for all three cars, but I think it's a little bit excessive putting $100, $20 a litre, $20 a litre oil in the Commodore and the i20. It's probably not worth it. So same deal, when they have a special on oil, I think I'll just pick up some Pennzoil, which is not a bad, that's what I used to run in the Torana, Pennzoil. That's pretty good oil. So that normally goes on special for $40. So yeah, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll see what's around. I'm not necessarily the cheapest, but it really doesn't have to be the best quality for that kind of stuff for the other two cars. They'll all be the same viscosity though anyway, so it'll be a 530 or a 540, doesn't really matter, not much of a difference there. But for our climate, like I said, we don't need that bottom number. It really makes no difference here because it never freezes. And if it is really cold, like below 10 degrees, that's normally overnight, and first thing in the morning, as soon as the sun comes up, it gets hot. So it gets to above 10 degrees, so it's not really an issue here. And the issue is the heat, is that the second number, because we do get 40, 45 degrees here. In the Torana, there's no way I would have been in the car at 40, 45 degrees. Even 30, 35, you're pushing it in that old car with no aircon. So yeah, you could get almost just a single grade instead of a multi-grade. You could get a single grade oil for the Torana because of the temperatures that I used to drive it in. It was like between 10 and 30 degrees. It had a 20-degree window of operation, really. But this car's is very comfortable at any temperature outside, so I probably will drive it in that 40, 45 degree temperature. Crank the aircon, and yeah, so you got to make sure you got the right oil in it, that's all. What else did I get? Hang on, let me look at my phone, make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, that's right, I also got a strip of black vinyl, which I'm going to put on the windscreen of the... Go and have a look, I'll show you what I mean. Just doesn't look, the way they finished it, It's on the front windscreen, kind of just to hide the oh, so the dash cam, yeah, so that saga's kind of finished with now. That's been going for about 3 weeks. So if you hadn't watched the other videos, I did get a it was a WM, it was a Viofo WM1 barrel cam, only because of the form factor, because of the fact that it was a barrel and it would fit nice and tight. I've only got this spot to put it in. I can't put it anywhere else because of this big black. It's got a big black cutout there. So yeah, couldn't put it there. So anyway, long story short, so I think that's peeling again. Yeah, it is too. Oh man, yeah, okay. Nothing but dramas. Alright, so I'm gonna have to redo that. I'm pretty sure that's we'll jump in the car in a minute. I can't open this side because it's too close to the bricks, but I'm pretty sure that's not stuck to the window at the moment, and it's been sitting in the garage, no sun. So yeah, I got a bit of black. I'm going to cut it down to about 100 mil and just put a black band so it kind of extends this down. But I'm going to start from right up the top here and then just put it so you don't see this. That's what I'm trying to hide, is that ugly dash cam business there, and all you see is the barrel at the bottom. So let's have a look here. I'm pretty sure it's falling off once again. Yep, you can see it there. It's wiggling. Alright, so I've got there you go, see? And that's the 3M. That was 3M outdoor tape. You can see it there. So I'll have to redo that. That's a pain. That's about the 4th time I've done it. And it's just not sticking to the glass. I don't know what it is. I've cleaned it with alcohol. I've cleaned it with so many different things, and it just will not stick. Came in the other day, it was hanging off because we parked it in the sun, and the dash cam was hanging like that. So yeah, anyway, I'll sort it out. I'll have to just give everything a really good clean. Might even just get the smallest bit of acetone and just clean the glass where that's going to stick. But yeah, it's really fighting me, this dash cam. So yeah, I got that barrel one, shit quality, no good. You could barely watch it. It was really bad. Got onto Viofo, told them about it, said look, it's really bad. I sent them clips and everything, and they said yeah, that's what it is. I was like, you can barely read number plates. That's the whole point of a dash cam. But anyway, I ended up with this one. This was like the next best kind of wedge barrel kind of thing that takes up the least amount of room. And yeah, so that worked. The quality is so much better. I'm actually uploading the video at the moment, so you'll be able to see the quality on that. Good enough to use to go for a drive and not bring this camera. That's how good it is. It's not as good. It's not as good as this camera, of course, but it's pretty good. It's good enough. Come on, outside. So yeah, I've got to redo that dash cam. So yeah, I'm running out of options. So I actually went to Bunnings and bought some proper, rather than use the stuff that they gave me, because you get a couple spare ones of the double-sided tape. I actually went and got like the Scotch 3M proper stuff. You know, that's, I don't, no, well, that's the old thing. I always keep it so that way the edges don't get full of sand and stuff. So we'll probably have another shot at that. I even heated it up as well, because once you heat this stuff up, it goes like jelly, and then you stick it on and it's on forever. The only thing I didn't do was I did connect the dash cam to it straight away, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just left it with the mount overnight, let it dry, whatever, or let it cure. But yeah, that obviously didn't work. So I'll bring the acetone. I'll just use a tiny bit of that, and I'll need the scraper again. Yeah, this one I think works well. And yeah, anyway, I might as well do that on camera as well. Well, kind of off camera, but I'll show you the result. I'm actually due to water this as well. It's been probably longer than 5 minutes. I like to give it the second. Whoa! I like to give it the second water, just so it kind of prolongs the dead oil sitting. But you can smell you kind of can smell dead oil, but not much. But you can't smell the piss smell anymore. So it's like an instant fix, which is why I like the dead oil. But it lasts for days, or it lasts for like a good week, I'd say. I haven't used dead oil in summer. I only came across it during winter, so I'm hoping that it lasts as good. I don't mind doing it once a week. It's literally 3 caps of dead oil in a litre of water, and then disperse it onto the, you know, then it gets diluted as it comes out the hose through that gun anyway, so it's even weaker, but it makes a, yeah, big difference anyway. So that's enough. Don't want to put too much on it. I just want it to stay wet for a good 10-15 minutes, and we're done. Alright, I'm going to go do this dash cam then. Bit disappointed, that's not good. I'm just out of ideas, but acetone I think is going to work. Clean it up the best, and what was the next one? Oh, and don't clip the dash cam to the mount, just leave the mount. We'll leave it there overnight and see how that goes. And I'm not planning on driving the car for a couple of days actually, so I'll probably even leave it off for ages, so see how we go. I might actually bring that mount in here and give it a good clean up, because it did have some of the old double-sided tape on it, and then I just put my stuff over the top thinking, you know, it's double-sided tape to double-sided tape, should be right, but it's obviously not. So anyway, I'll come up with some ideas and I'll get back to you. Okay, I think I got it. Just fighting me the whole way. I got it all on. I got it nice and flat actually. I got all the old residue off, and you can, hopefully you can see, I don't know, but there's a lot more actual contact. There's a big bit in the middle, but it's all the way around the outside. I've tried pushing on it, I can't make it any better. But yeah, just as I got it good, I tried to twist it to get a bit more view kind of out that way, because of the way the screen is kind of angled. It kind of shoots kind of off center. It's out this way, not that way. So I just tried to twist it, and I broke bloody one of the, it's got 4 prongs that it kind of slides in and clips in, and I broke the one on this top left hand side. So hopefully it still works. This bit here is got the GPS in it, so without that working, the only thing you don't get is GPS speed and position. I'm not too fussed about that. Good to have, I suppose, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can buy a new, you can buy a new mount for it anyway, for not much. I think only about 20 bucks or something. So, but then that requires me taking that one off again, probably for about the 7th time, and putting a new one on. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. See if this fits. Yeah, so I'll just leave it there, otherwise hanging. Next time I'll go for a drive, which might be in a couple of days, that should be fully cured with no hanging pressure on it. The dash cam is kind of down there just underneath the radio, so we'll just leave it at that. This got a big wash the other day as well. Tried out that I think it's called Happy Endings Bowden stuff. So right, once you've rinsed the car of soap and everything, you make up another snow foam cannon with this Happy Ending stuff in there and spray it over, and then have to quickly rinse it. And it apparently puts a UV ceramic coat kind of thing on top of the ceramic coat that's already there. So yeah, we'll see if that works and see how long it stays clean for. So be interesting. It definitely, you could see the difference in the water beading. I think that's what it's all about, is the water beading. But I mean, if the water beading is there, then it's keeping it clean as well. So all good. But anyway, let me just check my phone again. I think that's all I've got coming. It was mainly for the service for the for the Z. It was all bits and pieces for that. I did get I'll show you these things. Yeah, so hang on, your orders. So it was that vinyl for the roof. I don't know how good that's going to look, so that might be a put it on, have a look, and then maybe not put it on, take it off. The oil filler upper thing, the oil filter, yeah, that's it. Oh, so then I've also got so the exhaust tips came the other day, so I got 2 of them, of course. Oops. But these are this is going to be the new exhaust tips for when my mate is free to I won't unwrap them, but that's it there. It's just a double wall stainless, 2.5 inch on one side, 4 inch on the other side. So the original tips that I've got on there now are 4 inch, so that'll fill the hole quite nicely. The only difference is you probably can't see them, but the ones that are on there now have some drilled out holes. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. You'll see them there. It's got some drilled out holes in it. Otherwise they're identical. They're pretty much almost exactly the same. So that's pretty cool. So I think these will look nice. They look really nice. So yeah, but yeah, 2.5 inch, sorry, on this side rather than I think it's 1 3/4 or 1 5/8 or something stupid like that. It's not a lot. So yeah, that'll be a cool little project. I'm just waiting on the flanges now. The flanges that will connect to the original pipe, delete the muffler, and then the tips. So we're only making up the bit between the flange and the tip. So that's all we're doing. Yeah, and I think that's all I got coming. Have another check. So yeah, flanges, the oil filter, and the vinyl, and then off eBay, I don't think. No, I don't think I've got anything coming off eBay. Oh yeah, I do. I've got this stuff. So it's called Torxil. I'll put a screenshot up anyway. So it's pretty much it's like a mate of mine works on helicopters. He's a helicopter engineer, mechanic, whatever you want to call him. And saw him the other night. We went for a scooter ride, and he had it all over his scooter. And I've been trying to look for it for about a year. Didn't even know what it was called. People were just using nail polish or paint or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I want the proper stuff, and I couldn't figure out what it was called. But anyway, I seen it on his scooter, and I said, where do you get that from? And he didn't know where he gets it from because his company buys it. He doesn't have to buy it. And yeah, he had it all over his scooter. I was like, I've been looking for that for like 2 years, trying to find out. Not constantly 2 years, but it's been in the back of my mind, and I think about it every now and again. I'll have a search for it and forget about it for another 6 months. But anyway, so I want to do it all over this car. So all the nuts and bolts, you just put a little line and you can tell if it's moved or not. Definitely want to do it on the drain pan, the oil, transmission drain, and diff drain. Put it on that, so because they're things you don't touch for years, apart from the oil. But yeah, you just want to have a visual that it's still tight and not come loose. So I'll go stupid. I'll probably go through a whole tube, and it's red too, so it'll look nice. Yeah, you just put a little line on it, and it's just a visual thing, visual aid to see if the bolt has come loose. That's all it is. So I know everything's torqued up nice because it's new, so it'll be good to stick your head under every time you have a service and just chuck an eyeball over everything. You don't have to go and get each different socket to check it and a torque wrench or whatever. You just look at it and you go, yep, still hasn't moved, so no worries. So yeah, he finally told me what it was called and found it on eBay. Amazon, I think Amazon had it, but it was like double the price for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, I think it was 26 bucks a tube or something, and I don't know how many grams is in a tube, but you don't need a lot. It'll last you for years. So, and you can get all different colors: green, yellow, red, black, white, whatever you want. So all good. So yeah, that's about it. I think I can't really do much more. The videos have thinned out a bit because I'm kind of on top of things. I've been having a bit of time off work. Not for that reason. It's just that's the way it happens. We're just not that busy. It always happens before Christmas. We thin out, the work thins out, and then there's a massive rush just before Christmas because people think Christmas is some kind of date that you have to rush things by, but they don't remember that we still got January and February. It just doesn't make sense, but it's just a thing in people's minds, I think, that it has to be done by Christmas, but it doesn't. There's no need for it to be done by Christmas. But yeah, it'll slow down, it'll speed up at about December until Christmas. It's busy, and then all of January, everyone has January off pretty much in my industry. So people have Christmas holidays for a couple. I think in America you guys have like a month or month and a half or 2 months. I don't know what you have because it's cold. Over here it's hot. So we don't have summer holidays, winter holidays. We just have, I think school has 4 or 6 weeks off, depending if you're primary school or high school. I can't remember, but normally about mid-December. No, I think they have 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. I don't know. I can't. It's been a long time since I've been at school. But as far as work goes, you pretty much work Christmas Eve. Some places have Christmas Eve off. You have your Christmas Day off. You have we have Boxing Day, which is a day after Christmas, the 26th. That's always a public holiday. And then people normally go back to work between Boxing Day and New Year's Day. I've never done. Maybe once I've done it because we didn't have much on or whatever, but I've normally always had. So you can take like 3 days off, and with all the public holidays you end up getting like almost 2 weeks off. You can do that, and then you don't go back. Normally people don't go back until the 5th. It depends when the 1st of January is. So if the 1st of January is a Friday or a Saturday, then people normally go back to work on that Monday. But if it's on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, people have the rest of that week off and then go back the following Monday. Some people always have the rest of the week off, regardless of where it falls. They always have the week off after, so they don't go back until the 5th or 7th or something like that of January. So yeah, we don't get 6-8 weeks off work or anything like that. There's none of that here. So yeah, it kind of my work slows down. So the industry I'm in, people kind of save their holidays. They don't have it during the year. They have it at Christmas time. Go camping with the family, whatever. So yeah, so normally January is people have all of January off, and then they go back to work in February. If they have holidays built up. If not, they're back early January. But if they've saved their holidays, we get 4 weeks annual leave here, pretty much no matter where you work. Some industry, if you do shift work, you get 5 weeks annual leave. It just depends on your agreement, but 90% of the places is 4 weeks annual leave. That's all they have to give you. So yeah, if you've been good and saved all that up during the year, then you can use that at Christmas time. So you pretty much take 5 days off over Christmas, New Year to get those 2 weeks off, and then you use the rest of your annual leave to have the rest of January off, if you're lucky enough. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of the real. It's not really worth going on camping holiday for us at that time, because we don't have kids. So most of the people that are away at that time have got kids, and it's ultra busy. It's very busy on the roads as well. So we normally wait until all that cools down, and then we hit it up again. So yeah, but next time we do go on a camping trip, I'll bring the camera. That'll be good. We haven't been for a while. So yeah, we'll check out some places that are we only normally go about 2 hours maximum from my house. So kind of limits where we go. But still not heaps of nice places within that 2 hour kind of drive. So yeah, no dramas. But yeah, it's good fun. But anyway, I think we'll call it there. I'm just jibber jabbering. There's no point talking about nothing. So someone's gearing up to do something in the garden there. Where is he? There he is. I think, unless he's smelling the Dettol that I sprayed over there, he's probably liking that smell. But yeah, anyway, have a good one. I'll keep you updated on this dash cam, but that video's coming out today, which was probably, I shot that a week and a half ago. So yeah, but really good quality video, really nice on that one. Good enough, yeah, really good. So all good. But yeah, let's see if it falls off again. I hope not. Anyways, catch you later. Have a good one.